I'm really,
Well, all of them, really.
the BBC pretend, and I've worked for the BBC. They get very upset if you put your own point of view. But I've never heard such left-leaning interviews in my life. I mean, I don't care. They can be as left or right as they like. All I care about is I have to pay the flipping license. Well, I don't pay the license now.
Well, it's
I've given
interesting,
up.
James, because you know that, and we can share with your listeners that when they invite you to go on one of the flagship programs like the BBC News or Newsnight, which is, you get a pre-interview with a producer on the phone, where they want you to tell them all the answers to all your questions, so they can make the questions harder to make their presenter look very clever.
Do you give the wrong answers? Do you give the wrong answers then to set them up?
Well, I asked them. I said, well, if you want me to tell you what my answers are, what my views are on all these issues, tell me what the questions are. And they said, oh, no, we can't do that. I said, well, no, in that case, I can't tell you what my answer. I'll just answer the questions that you give me. But I mean, I remember doing one on Newsnight, and it was, I can't remember what the topic was. And obviously I gave the sort of middle of the road Thatcherite sort of view, and he was silent. He was fairly silent. And by the way, it was Mrs. Thatcher's birthday today. Did you know that?
Happy birthday.
Oh, well, let's have a toast to Maggie, the best Prime Minister in my lifetime.
No, Churchill was Prime Minister in the 60s.
And then this BBC producer was stunned to silence. I thought he'd fallen off the phone. I said, what's the matter? He says, I've never heard anyone with your views before. I said, well, you need to get outside the M25.
That's ridiculous in itself, isn't it, for someone on Newsnight to never have heard your views? He's not
never heard anyone with views like you before.
Unbelievable.
Well, somebody said something similar to me, and I was doing one of these paper reviews, and I refuse to do them now. So a lot of them can sod off. I don't really care. And they wanted to know, what angle would I take on this story, and what angle would I take on that story? And I said, well, do you know, it's funny, I really don't think about them until I'm actually on the air. Oh, well, we can't do that. I said, well, you've only got a couple of hours. You better go and find somebody else.
Well, you can change your mind in 20 minutes, can't you? That's the thing.
Well, I said, I could tell you, and then I might change my mind on the air. In fact, I would do that, I said. And so the bloke got really huffy. And he obviously didn't know very much about the world. I said, where have you worked before this? Oh, no, I've only worked here. I've got a master's in this, that, and the other. And now I'm on the BBC. I said, oh, so you don't know what you're talking about anyway. So we didn't really get on.
Do you want me to let you into a secret? As long as we don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
No, we won't tell anybody. Keep this completely.
Don't tell anybody. It's just James, me, and Ash. Isn't
man. No one's listening.
Yeah, no, there's nobody else listening. They'll all turn off now. Don't listen to this. Go on.
Well, I've heard a whisper that the eastern leg of HS2 will be cancelled either Friday or Monday. So that will be 8 years. 8 years of my life. I'm not going to get back fighting to stop that going through my constituency, and the government are finally going to give in.
But you were going to get a station, weren't you? That was the thing.
Yeah, you were going to get a station.
Well, not really. We were going to get all the pain for none of the gain.
So you're happy? You're happy about that?
So it's going to go to Birmingham and no further?
No, it's going to go north.
No, it's probably going to go up to Manchester, but it's certainly not going to go from Birmingham to Leeds through my seat of 19 miles and not stop.
Oh, I would have waved at you.
Oh, well, that'll make it quicker, actually, Ash. So, okay. Well, well done to you for doing that for your constituents.
Mazel tov.
I still want HS2 because I think it's about time we had some new infrastructure, and it annoys a lot of people. I'm being counted out to the news. Yeah, I'm being counted out to the news.
There's no one going on the trains, James. I mean, car transport's back up to 98% or 100% of pre-COVID levels. Train usage is down at 35%, and there's no sign of it coming back.
We're all on our scooters.
Yeah. Well, I wish I was back behind the wheel of the car as well, but never mind.